Sydney.
Hi.
Welcome back. I'm so glad to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I just want to go over a couple ground rules before we start
Okay.
and let you know that this is a safe space. Everything that is said here stays here.
Yep.
Unless you express that you want to inflict harm on yourself or others, I will have to report that.
Correct.
Does that sound
Yep,
okay?
that's okay.
All right. Well, last week we left off on some homework and
Yes.
some journaling. So tell me how that went for you.
Yes. Actually, really great. I've journaled every single day. I've been trying to do that since we last spoke, and I feel like it's really positively impacted me.
Yeah.
I try to do it right before I go to bed normally because that's when I feel like I can sit and like I have the most time. I can reflect on my day. And I feel like that's like my time for myself before I go to bed, after I get out of the shower, whatever. I also have been trying, I guess this kind of goes along with writing just because I normally, my kind of nighttime routine, I take a shower, I go journal a little bit at my desk, it's like my space, I have my favorite pens and everything. And normally after that I get into bed and I read. I've been reading a lot of books lately. About a couple books when I was visiting my parents. Just about like, I guess mindfulness as a whole. It's like, it's kind of confusing to go into what each book was about. But I just actually finished one the other day and I'm on to another one. So I like, they're very helpful. And I feel like it's a good way to end my day.
Yeah. That's really great.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you got some books on mindfulness.
Yes.
And that I saw your tattoo mindfulness.
Yes.
So that's something that's really important.
Yes,
to you.
absolutely. And my friend, my best friend actually, she got me, she's loaned me a couple books, so I'm in the process of reading some of those as well. So I have a lot to do.
That's good.
Yes.
I'm glad you're filling up your time wisely.
Yeah, no, I definitely am, and I don't know, I used to spend so much time reading, and I do, but I normally read, fiction books, but it's nice to kind of read a different kind of genre.
Get a good mix.
Yeah. So I've been, highlighting and folding pages and just taking notes, I guess, as I see fit. And it's nice. Like, I feel like I'm learning something, but it doesn't, I'm, in my bed reading.
Right.
It's just like a nice, like, safe environment. I have my candle, so it feels nice.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, thank you.
Good. I'm glad that homework is working for
Yes,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
The journaling, it's been really nice. I have a couple, I just have, like, my regular journal that I, like my diary, I guess, that I write in. Then I have a couple, like, guided journals that I, like, switch back and forth on. And then I think I've told you about, like, my jar that I have.
Yes.
Yeah, so I've been adding to that, like, my happiness jar, so I add stuff that happens, good stuff that happens during my day. If there's not a good thing in one day, I try to, like, find one good thing every day, but, like, sometimes I do it by the week or every couple days.
That's so important. You look at all these, like, self-care tools that you're taking advantage of.
So I've been,
I love that for you.
I would say that's, like, something that's really changed since I spoke to you last.
Yeah. I feel like I see a new, like, light about you.
Yeah. I definitely feel, I mean, a lot of things have happened. We can obviously touch on that, but I feel like more, what's the word? Secure, maybe, in, like, myself and what I've been through and how I've, like, evolved into the person like I am right now.
You should feel really proud of yourself.
Thank you. I do.
Good. I'm so glad.
Thank you.
So last time we talked about Connor.
Yes.
So tell me how that's going.
Oof, okay. Well, all right. So last time we spoke, I think I told you about his mom who had passed away. There was a lot of stuff going on with that, and obviously that hasn't really changed. I mean, his mom is still deceased, and like he hasn't. I don't think he's gone to therapy. So since I saw you, I'm trying to think in like a timeline. I probably seen him a couple times. He was over at my house with my best friend and a couple other people at a certain point. We would do things together very casually. But through us hanging out and whatever, he maintained very his stance on not wanting
A relationship.
Yes.
Okay.
So I've always known that. I know that.
Okay.
Like, that's...
Yeah.
He's never, like, been secretive or kept that from me. Like, which I respect. Especially because in the past, like... people aren't always so upfront with me. So like it was nice. That was nice. So we talked about that. So that was in January, I think.
Yeah.
So
been a few months.
Yeah. So I guess now we're not really in like that much of contact.
Okay.
I just kind of, I would say since I saw you last, I took a couple, we chatted a couple times, and I was honest with him about, like, this is how I feel, I'm not going to change that,
Right.
You're not going to change it either, so, like, what is the point of what we're doing?
Right.
And then I would kind of go back and be like, well, like, it's okay, and he'd be like, yeah, like, it's fine, because obviously we, like, enjoy each other's company and everything, but it's just ended up being kind of stupid. So we, after like having that conversation with probably 3 times, at the last time I was like, I'm not, like, I can't, I'm done. There's no point. I guess it came down to the point where every time I saw him, it'd be like, oh, I can't wait to see him again, but there'd be there's not a plan. And like, it's just kind of like black and white. It's very up in the air. If I talked to him on the phone, it'd be like, oh, that was such a good phone conversation. When am I going to talk to him on the phone again? Oh my god, he FaceTimed me, he said he's going to FaceTime me tomorrow. Is he going to do that? Like,
like there's no, like, consistency.
No, and like, there doesn't have to be. Like, I knew that. Like, it's definitely very much on me. I could have put a stop to that immediately or not even started that, but obviously I didn't. It is, and I don't feel any sort of, like, way, like, negatively about the decisions I made. But, I've since ended that, so we're friends. I think he knows. I made it very clear, like, in the future, if he goes to therapy and kind of makes those steps to help himself, to let me know. And, you know, if there's ever a point where we're both not with anybody else and are, like, stable enough in our own lives, maybe we can, like, try again. I don't know. So, and that's, like, kind of, like, I guess I have a smidgen of hope, which is kind of what I need right now, currently. So that's nice that I still, like, I just tell myself that, like, maybe one day. But I'm not doing anything, you know what I mean? I have enough willpower now to not reach out to him. I don't ever feel like that urge anymore. It's just when he texts me that gets a little, like,
you get a little excited.
And I'm like, like, I don't want you to text me, but then I see... Then I look at my phone, I'm like, oh, I hope he texts me, and then he does, and I'm like, why did you ruin my day? You disrupted me. Like, and it's hard for me not to answer. So I'm just hoping that he respects me enough to just kind of
leave you be.
And hopefully I'll be able to stand my ground a little bit and keep that how it is. So we'll see.
I know. I think it's so hard when you care about someone, and there's always kind of that... You know, relationships are so complex and complicated, and it's hard when you care about somebody and you have hope, and you kind of know at the same time that they're not maybe good for you at this time.
Right.
So that's like a really hard balance to figure out, because when you talk, you're like, oh, it went really well, you know, we had a good time together, like we always do, and then
you're like, wait,
and then they leave, or, you know, you go on about your day and your life, and, you know, you don't talk as much, and it kind of fizzles away.
Exactly.
That's really difficult to wrap your head around. Like, what are we doing here? And then I'm sure it's frustrating when, you know, you see each other and you're so excited and you have a good time, and then they leave.
It's just like, it's like a high and like a low, a quick low.
So with that being said, tell me what a good partner for Sydney looks like.
I'm going to tell you. I've actually thought about this a lot.
Good.
So I think 2 words. I want someone who's consistent and confident. Consistent with the fact that... Consistent with everything. Consistent with... like what they say, with what they're doing, how that impacts me, hopefully in a positive way. Confident in the sense of they're confident in how they feel about me and what they want with me. So
I would
like
say
those 2 words.
Those 2 words are really
I wrote them down on my phone, so I look at them and I'm like...
You have to keep reminding yourself of them. I think those are amazing qualities in somebody, because you need that consistency of someone being a good partner, because otherwise, if they're not consistent with themselves, they're not going to be consistent with you. And also, along with confidence, if someone, like, doesn't love themselves, they're not going to be able to fully love you the way that you should and deserve to be loved.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Those are really great. I'm glad you came up with those on your own.
I had another C word, but I honestly don't remember it. I knew there were 3, but I can't think of that right now. But yeah, so I feel like I have a good idea of what I need. Like, I know what I need. It's just, like, it gets a little, what's the word? Fuzzy, I guess, when you, like, go out in the world and you meet these people and you're like, oh, well, it's
trusting
it's
again.
okay. Yeah. And then you find someone and it's just like, but I feel like I'm definitely in a better spot than when I spoke to you the last 2 times, even. Way better than the first time. So I'm like content with where I am right now. Good. And I'm excited for like what the future holds.
I can kind of see that, like, you know, the stuff that you went on with Connor that was like really confusing for you and frustrating, and I'm really happy that you figured out, you know, this is not happening right now. This is not good for me.
And it's not my fault.
Right. It's not your fault. That's really important that you know that. It's not your fault. Because I think it's so easy to just blame ourselves. Like, why me? What about me? Don't you like enough? And I don't think it's really ever about that.
Absolutely.
I think it's about the person and, like, the stuff, their battles that they're going through. And it's very clear with Connor that he has a lot of inner battles that he needs to work through. Sure. And, you know, you can't, I'm sure you're a great person and friend to him, being there for him, but, you know, you can never fully help someone the way that they should help themselves.
Right. And
but,
I can't do that.
And I feel like with all that frustration, I kind of see that you look like you know what you want, you're in a better headspace, and, like, you know what you want and deserve, and it's, like, maybe a little, like, when you text me, it's a little hard, and, you know, it kind of makes me maybe want to fall back into that pattern again, but like you said, I don't want to do that, so just, like, standing your ground and reminding yourself of what you deserve is just something that's an everyday thing. And I'm really proud that you figured that out. And fortunately, you know, that's going through relationships, you figure out a lot of stuff about yourself, and it's not always good stuff. That I mean, like, for the relationship, it's good for ourselves once we kind of, like, grieve the process of the ending of that relationship. We have a lot of tools with us. I'm really excited for you. I see a very, like, lightness about you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you look a lot more confident than last time. Well, I'm really proud.
Thank you.
And you should be too.
Yes. No, I definitely am. I definitely am. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Well, this was a great session.
Yeah, it was.
And I can't wait to see you. Good. I'm really glad. Can't wait to see you next time. So just continuing with your journaling, because you said that really brings a lot of peace to you, and continue reading your books and learning about your mindfulness stuff.
Yes.
Good. All right. I'm so glad.
Thank you.
It was good to see you, Sydney.
You too. Thank you so much, Jade.